Command update. Classified priority. Hours after the ambush near Springfield, new intel comes in. Intercepted Cobra traffic confirms what we suspected. The Dreadnoks weren't acting alone. Torch is in the area, not just hiding, working. A rural industrial zone has been locked down under Cobra control. Checkpoints established, armed patrols rotating every 30 minutes. Cobra forces are providing security while Torch continues his work. He's been experimenting with a new flame-based compound, hotter, more volatile, and capable of turning farm structures into infernos in seconds. If the substance leaves the regions, it won't stay local. Command isn't interested in negotiations. Torch is a high-value target. Beachhead leads the assault element. Infiltration and command control. Snake Eyes moves ahead of the team. Silent entry and target isolation. Lady Jaye handles overwatch and intel confirmation. Roadblock stands ready to neutralize Cobra security if the operation goes loud. Mission parameters are clear. Infiltrate the rural zone. Bypass or neutralize Cobra security. Locate Torch. Capture if possible. Terminate if necessary. This is no longer a rescue. This is a manhunt. And Torch doesn't go quietly. Mission 2 begins now. Target Torch. Status armed, volatile, and dangerous. Yo Joe. Welcome to Northsun Tabletop Games. We are continuing our playthrough of Battlespace, the tabletop solo game of ultra-modern military combat. Did a little house rules to tweak it for G.I. Joe. And it's going to be a night mission. The Joes are going to go in and try to get Torch, dead or alive. We've got our same crew from last time: Beachhead, Snake Eyes, Roadblock, and Lady Jaye. Lady Jaye is going to be our medic. She's going to be taking the skill card lets her perform first aid when she's in base contact. Beachhead is going to be taking a suppressor. This is going to let us all have stealth. Everybody on the team will have one. And he's also going to take a forward grip that's going to give him +1 to his shooting. Roadblock is going to stay with the M249 LMG. It's going to let him do a second shooting attack if he attacks somebody that's in AoE of another target. He can also do some suppression stuff, and his gun deals 2 wounds. And Snake Eyes, we just gave him an ACOG sight to give him +1 to shooting. All right, and for our enemies, we're going to be using insurgents. So we've got our insurgent fighter, stranglers, elements. And Torch is going to be considered an insurgent leader. We're going to be trying to find this guy in here somewhere in the town. All right. Let me see if I can get this to clear up. All right. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and pull up the mission. All right. So for mission 2, there's going to be 3 buildings that Torch might be in. He could be here, here, or here. And we're going to start down here in the corner. So on the map, there'll be like a building there. He could be in. Can be in this structure that's just down the street. So he might be in this structure, or he might be in this building that's over here. And we have to interact to enter the building. It's nighttime, so normally we'd have -1 to attacks, but we don't. Because we have our... Oh wait, did I not bring the ACOG goggles? Oh, I forgot one more thing. I forgot Snake Eyes also has the nods. This is a night optical device, so this will let us, everybody in the fire team will be able to see at night without getting the penalty. All right, so that's my 12 points that we have allocated to everybody. And last but not least, Let me see here. All right, so for night missions, shooting attacks are at -1. We're going to be able to ignore that. Threat levels of the enemies are at -1. We're going to begin the mission in stealth. So we'll be in stealth unless we end our activation in unobscured line of sight of an enemy. If a soldier makes an attack with a primary weapon and does not have a suppressor, so we all have suppressors. A soldier makes an attack with a grenade or any weapon that would cause an explosion or a significant amount of noise. Otherwise, we can stay in stealth. During night missions benefit soldiers during stealth. During night missions, soldiers in clear line of sight in an enemy may maintain stealth if the soldier has terrain within 1 move of them and the soldier is beyond 2 moves of the enemy, and we pass a spot check equal to the enemy's threat level. So we can be out in the open, but if we're further than 2 moves away, we can pass a spot check. And if we pass, we stay hidden. And the only other thing that happens is when enemies can't see us and they activate, they'll go in a random direction. All right, so the last thing we have to do is populate the starting enemies on the map. So we have these 2 red icons on the map. So here and here. So we're going to roll on the D20 table, see what we get, and populate that with enemies, and then we'll start. All right, so we're going to roll for this first enemy. There's a quick look at the random enemy chart, and we'll see what we get for these guys that are right by this red vehicle. A 1, that is a straggler. So we're going to have 1 Cobra unit out here. And then the other location is to the northeast in between those 2 buildings. See what we get with that. Oh, came out. Let's see again. 13. 13 is an element of 4 models. So we're going to have an element of Cobras out there. So elements, they're going to have a threat level of 9, 1 hit point, AK-47. When a model from the element is killed, the element will immediately make a full move away from the soldier that made the attack if he is in line of sight of at least 1 model in the element. And if it's reduced to 1 model, it becomes a straggler. Then the stragglers have threat level of 9. If there aren't any other Cobras in line of sight, they'll have a threat level of 8. So we'll get our element out. So 4 Cobras. Going to be up here in between this building. All right, it's the middle of the night. Our Joes have just arrived. And they are ready to try to infiltrate this area. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is roll our initiative. So every Joe has 4 life. And we're going to start off with Beachhead. He's got an initiative of 8. So in this game, you roll a d20. If you roll an 8 or higher, you get 2 orders. If you roll less than an 8, we have to draw a sit rep card, which is when bad things happen. Do the card, and then we'll only have 1 order. We have a special ability. Joe's in line of sight get +1 initiative. So he's going to start off with a +1. That means he's going to have a 7. And right now, all of the Joes are in cohesion. So he's going to get another +1. Oh, actually, I don't think cohesion doesn't stack with that. So just a +1. So we will see if how we start this match off. All right, 13. So he has passed his test. He's got 2 orders. So we want to head directly north and try to get around the building. So I think we're going to take an advance. I don't think we're going to try to shoot this Cobra that's out there yet. All right, so we're going to move 1, for our first action. And then we'll go one more. So there's 3 buildings down. That's the first location where we can try to see if we can find Torch. All right, so that is his activation. We'll come back. We'll have Lady Jaye activate next. No, actually, I think I have her go last. Initiative roll is 15 plus. Let's see. Let's have Roadblock go next. The 8. Okay, good. He passes. So he's going to do the same thing. And that should take him right behind Beachhead. All right, so he's going to get right there. Come back here. Let's see. We'll have Snake Eyes go. 13. Great. We'll just stay in cohesion. Everybody will move up behind this building. So Snake Eyes joins the group. And then lastly, we'll have Lady Jaye go. Oh, Lady Jaye, come on, you're killing me. She's got a 5. We don't have team leader skill this time. So we have to draw a sit rep card. Right, so let me go up here to the top down real quick. We'll shuffle these. Sit rep cards one more time. Yeah, the player phase, the sit rep phase, and then the clear phase. I don't know. We'll see if I use activation tokens, if it becomes a lot of characters on the board. All right, then we're going to draw this card. What do we get for sit rep? I have movement. A straggler enters the mission area from the nearest building or terrain feature to the soldier with the highest initiative. If 2 or more soldiers have an equal initiative, the player must choose. It's going to enter nearest building or terrain feature. All right, so the nearest building by Lady Jaye is going to be right here. There's no, well, actually, there's a door right here in the middle. So we'll have a Cobra officer comes out, a trooper. This Cobra trooper is going to come out of the building right there. And he's going to be in line of sight of Lady Jaye. And Lady Jaye has 1 order. And she can see him for sure. So with her 1 order, she's going to try to throw her spear at him in the night. So she's going to get a -1 because he's partially covered by these barrels. So she chucks it. This guy's threat level, let's see, he's a straggler. Threat level is 9. Are there any other insurgents in line of sight? There are not, just him. So his threat level is 8. He's got 1 life. And since she has the night vision goggles on, she doesn't get a penalty. 16. So she chucks the spear, hits him in the chest. Ooh, ooh. He falls down, dead, and he is removed. Tango down. All right. Now she only gets 1 order, so that is all Lady Jaye can do. So already we're a little bit behind. So we are done with the player phase. Now we're going to go to the sit rep phase. First thing we're going to do is draw a sit rep card. And we are pinned down. The straggler nearest to the last soldier that attempted an initiative roll is equipped with an LMG. Will apply suppression fire when he attacks and will not move until there are no soldiers in his line of sight. He targets the closest soldier in line of sight, preferring targets that don't have cover. So that guy's going to have an LMG. And let me see. I can just put a little red thing by him. And then these guys are going to move in a random direction because they don't see any of the Joes. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I will roll I'll just roll the D20. So 1 will be at the top, 20, and it'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like around. So this is for the straggler. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to move towards the street. So he's going to come this way with his LMG. And then we're going to roll for the element. So those 4 Cobras that are down there at the end, they will also move in a random direction because they don't know where the Joes are. So 3, 1, 2, 3, that means they're going to head north. So they're actually just going to move up closer to this building. So 1 movement, they'll kind of come up here. They're just taking a break right outside this building. Nobody's in line of sight, so they won't attack. Then it'd be the clear phase. We clear off any cards, and then we are back to the player phase. We clear off any activation tokens. All right, so back to the player phase. Let's go ahead and start off with Lady Jaye, see if we can get her in cohesion with the rest of the group. Oh, and I forgot. This mission, we have 8 rounds. So that was the end of round 1. So I'll just put this die. So now this is the start of round 2. And we'll see if we can do this in 8. That makes me feel like I need to change the tactics a little bit. We might have to split up. But let's still start with Lady Jaye. The 8 is her initiative 10. I think she's the slowest one. Yep, her initiative is 10. That means we have to draw a sit rep card. This is not going good for the Joes. Contact. All stragglers move and attack the closest soldier in line of sight, preferring targets that don't have cover. All right, he's a straggler, so we're just going to have him move again because he doesn't know where anybody is. Let's roll this D8 for a direction. All right, we got a 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going to start hitting towards where Lady Jaye is, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 10 is down here. 7 is probably over this way. So he'll come over here. Still doesn't see anybody, just patrolling the street. And then that means Lady Jaye has 1 order. So we're just going to have her move. Because I think we're going to send her to check the building that's down there. She's going to come here. And that's where she's going to stop. All right. All right, so we got the rest of our Joes. We're going to have Beachhead activate. He needs an 8, which is going to be a 7. That's a 9. He passes. So he's going to have 2 orders. So I think we're going to have him move and shoot. Try to take out the guy with the LMG. So he's going to come up in between here where those cars are. We got 1 Cobra Trooper in our sight. He's going to take a shot with his suppressor. 18, that is a hit. He takes out the guy with the LMG. All right, the door is on the other side of that thing. All right, so next up, we need to get across the street and check these 2 buildings. I think let's have Roadblock go. 8. His initiative is 8, so that's enough to give him 2. So Roadblock, he's right behind this building over here. And he's just going to go 1. He can probably get up around here, and 2. That should let him should be able to get right up next to this building when he skirts around. And he'll end his activation there, followed by Snake Eyes. 11, that's a double activation. And I feel like we're going to have Snake Eyes go back with Lady Jaye. Maybe. Let's have Snake Eyes go. Let's have him go 1. So he's going to go up behind Beachhead. And then let's see. If he's going to be more than 2 links away, he has something obscuring him. I think he's going to get ready to run across the street. So he's just going to come right there for now. All right, that's going to be Snake Eyes' turn. We go to the sit rep phase. Draw our sit rep card. It is Sniper. There's one enemy sniper on the highest elevation furthest from the soldiers. The enemy sniper will activate last during the sit rep phase. When the sniper activates, he will move toward the nearest soldier and attack a soldier in line of sight, but will remain on the elevation. All right. So don't like getting that sniper card. The highest elevation is going to be the top of this building in the back. He's not going to be able to see us because it's dark. And now we're going to go ahead and roll movement for the Cobra element. They don't see us yet. A 19. A 19 is towards the building. So they are going to move using our handy Battlespace mover. So these Cobras are all going to move 20. So that's 1. So 20 is like right around there. They're going to go here. And they will stay in cohesion because they're an element. And then can they see? So they kind of have a line of sight to Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is directly down from them. So for stealth, we'll revisit the stealth rules. Right, so let's revisit those stealth rules again. It says the soldier has terrain within 1 move of them. So Snake Eyes does. And the soldier is beyond 2 moves. He is further away than 2 moves. And they pass a spot check. Roll equal or over the enemy's threat level. Even if the spot check fails, stealth may not end immediately. The enemy's suspicions rise and they make a move towards the soldier. If this brings them within an advance of the soldier has been spotted. All right, so Snake Eyes has got to make a spot check against the threat level of the enemy element. The enemy element is, I think it's a 9. Sniper, soldier, element. Yep, so it's a 9. So Snake Eyes has to beat a 9 or else they start coming towards him. He's got a 9. That's exactly what he needed. So we are safe. All right, that is... Oh, then the sniper that's on the roof is going to go. The sniper on the roof. He's going to move in a random direction. I think Snake Eyes has the same rule for the sniper. So let's see if Snake Eyes passes another threat level 9. But it does say the sniper does not pass. But so the sniper will just stay there. He'll just keep looking. It says he moves closer, but he doesn't leave the roof. So unless we break cover, I don't think the snipers will be able to see us. And that is going to go ahead and take us to the clear phase where we would take any activation tokens. And now we're in round 3. So 8 rounds to find Torch. We can go see if he's in that building by Roadblock. or the two buildings across the street. All right, so the first building that we can check for Torch is the one that Roadblock is in. And I think we're going to have him come around the corner, do a free action to open the door, and then based on if Torch is in there or not, we'll see. Yep, so he's going to come around the corner. And then make sure this is still, is that 2 links away from the other guys? It is 2 links away. It's barely 2 links away, but he can still be hidden. So he's going to sneak around the corner for his first order. And then as a free order, he can open the door. So when we open the door, we're going to peek inside and we're going to see is Torch inside of this building. And to do that, we have to roll, I think the mission says roll a d6. If we get a 5 or higher, we find Torch and 1 enemy soldier. Otherwise, we don't, but we get a +1 to the roll the next time we check. All right, so this is it. Can we find him? We're going to roll this d6, and we're going to see if, oh, actually, let me grab a Joe d6. We're going to roll this d6. Is Torch in the building? He is. Okay, that's perfect luck. It's perfect luck. That's good. All right, so we got lucky, and we got Torch and an enemy Cobra are hanging out in the building while he's trying to do his experiments with this new flamethrower equipment that he's putting together. These guys are in the building. And that means Roadblock has another action. So he is going to shoot his M249 in there at them and try to take Torch out. Now to capture him, we have to do hand to hand. He's got 3 life. He has got a threat level of 12. And the Cobra has a threat level of 9. And let me just see what his card says again. Immediately perform a second attack against a target that is within the AoE of his first target. Or this soldier can perform suppression for 1 order. Suppression. I can't do the suppression with an order, but I can shoot. So he's going to shoot that gun. He's somehow got a suppressor on his LMG. You know, Joe's, they know how to hook up the gear. And he needs to beat a 9. And let me put the dice tray out. 17, that's a hit. So he's going to suppressed. He's going to take this guy out. And then he gets to take another shot at Torch with his M249. All right, so to hit Torch, he just needs a 12 or higher. 17, he hits Torch. Torch takes 2 damage. He's got 1 life left. That is going to be the end of his turn. All right, so now let's go ahead and activate Snake Eyes. 19, great. So Snake Eyes is going to rush to the building. He's got 1. And he's got 2. Because we're going to have Snake Eyes go in there and try to hand and capture him. And that means the rest of us need to provide covering fire and exfiltrate. So Torch is going to see us during the sit rep phase, which means our cover is going to be blown. So I think we're going to have Beachhead go next. Right, so Beachhead is going to level his sights and he's going to try to take out that Cobra that's up on the roof. Got a +1, so he needs an 8. Oh, this is initiative. Oh, initiative roll. He got a 20. That means he gets 3 orders. So he'll aim and shoot. So he'll need a 7 to hit the guy on the roof. Oh no, he got a 1. That is a miss. And his gun jams. So he'll use his extra order to unjam the gun. That's bad timing for Beachhead. As he suffers, he deals with the gun jam. All right, and then we're going to go to Lady Jaye. All right, let's get her initiative roll, see what she's going to do. 7, that is a failed initiative roll. She's only going to get 1 order. We know we're probably just going to have her move towards the exfiltration. But we're going to have to go ahead and draw a sit rep card. Let's see, what do we get? It is lose my balance. TL6, roll immediately. The surge's furthest from an enemy loses his footing. The roll is failed. The soldier falls prone. All right, Lady Jaye, you got to beat a 6. Are you kidding me? She falls down. What is going on back here? There's a comedy of errors. So she has to use an order to get up. So she falls down. She gets 1 order. So she trips over something. She stands up. That's her whole turn. In order to exfiltrate, we can exfiltrate behind the building. So the north, east, and west corners of the map, we can get off the board. But that is it for Lady Jaye. Now we are in the sit rep phase. We will draw another sit rep card. It is War Cry. All enemies in the mission area have a +1 TL until the end of the turn. So their threat level is +1 higher. And stealth, when stealth is broken for 1 player, it's broken for all of them. Let's double check the stealth rules. But Torch got shot, so it has to be stealth. He knows we're here. He's going to yell out. But just for the specifics of it, let's see if I look that up. Let's see, stealth. All right, so the stealth moves. Okay, so night missions benefit soldiers, blah, blah, blah. A soldier enters their activation in unobscured line of sight of an enemy. He's obscured. Soldier makes an attack with a primary weapon and does not have a suppressor in their loadout. He has a suppressor. Makes an attack with a grenade. He didn't do that. Hand-to-hand combat does not hint in stealth. However, if the enemy in base contact is removed from the missionary area due to being KIA and the soldier is then in unobscured line of sight of another enemy, stealth in. So because he shot the other guy, stealth is going to end. All right, so they're outside of stealth. And then for the sit rep phase, enemies are going to move and engage. So we have to start with the enemy nearest to the soldier and work outwards. So that means Torch is going to start. And he's going to move and engage. So he's got 1 life. And he will go into hand-to-hand with Roadblock. So he'll just run out here and attack. And then get surprised that Snake Eyes is also out there. Right, so they're going to be in base-to-base contact. Torch. Oops. There we go. All right, so Roadblock, his hand-to-hand. Got to go back to his character sheet if he hasn't done any hand-to-hand combat. And his character sheet, his hand-to-hand is +2. Okay. But he's on the defensive, so it's the threat level. So the threat level for Torch As an insurgent leader, I'm pretty sure it was a 12. Yep, threat level 12. So that's the soldier. Make sure. Soldier, 12, fighter, leader. Yep, threat level of 12. Comes within one maneuver card of an insurgent. The model or models will join an element surrounding their leader to block attacker's line of sight. All right. He doesn't have anybody there to block his line of sight. So can Roadblock counter this attack? Either 12 or higher. 14, good. Roadblock grabs a hold of the flamethrower before Torch can hit him with the butt of it. And the next closest enemy is going to be the Cobra element. So the Cobra element is going to move and attack Roadblock because he's the closest. Don't get in line of sight. So they're going to come here, 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 and here. And then he's the closest. So I guess he's got 4 attacks coming in. All right, so they're all going to take a shot at Roadblock, and it is nighttime, so they're going to have a -1, so we got to be threat level of 8. First shot hits Roadblock, he goes down to 3 life. Second shot, he avoids it, it sinks into his armor. Third shot, he avoids it. Last shot, all right, so 1 bullet clips him in the arm. These Cobras are bad aims. He takes 1 damage. He goes from 4 life to 3 life. I'm hit. All right. Then the sniper. Now the sniper on the roof can see him. He is closest to Roadblock, I believe, also. He'll take a shot. And he hits Roadblock. Does a sniper rifle do 1 damage or 2? Sergeant leader, insurgent sniper. 1. So Roadblock is down to 2 life. And Lady Jaye has the med kit. That is not good. And we didn't bring any grenades. Yeah, he's going to have to do the M249. At least he can get 2 shots off. All right. That's going to be the end of the round. So we're at round 3, or round 4 rather. And Roadblock is battered. I think we're going to have Snake Eyes go. Or do we have Roadblock go and open up on these dudes? Yeah, let's have Roadblock go first. And try to mow these dudes down. So let's do Roadblock's initiative, 8 or higher. 14, okay, he passes. He's gonna shoot with the M249, so he's got 2 orders. We wanna do aim and shoot. I think we're gonna move and shoot. So he's gonna shoot 9 or higher, 14. That's gonna take out 1. He opens up on these guys. Rat-a-tat-tat. He's out of there. Then he gets a free second shot on an element. Well, rat-a-tat-tat, pow, takes out the second one. And then for his last action, he's going to move. We're going to have him move back here so that he's no longer the closest. All right. Then next up, we're going to go ahead and try to activate Snake Eyes. Oh, Snake Eyes fails his activation. All right, so we have to draw a sit rep card. Sit rep, we're going to get shots fired. Straggler enters the missionary from the nearest building or terrain feature to the soldier with the highest initiative and attacks the nearest soldier. If 2 or more soldiers have an equal initiative, the players must choose one of the soldiers. All right. Shots fired. So that's going to be Lady Jaye. Lady Jaye has the highest initiative. So another Cobra trooper is going to come out down here. And he's going to immediately shoot at Lady Jaye. So her threat level, she needs to beat a 8 to dodge out of the way. She avoids the shots. All right, that was Snake Eyes. So Snake Eyes has one order. So since he'll do hand-to-hand combat with Torch. And we're doing hand-to-hand combat because that is the only way to take him alive if you win a hand-to-hand combat battle. So he's got to beat TL of 12. Snake Eyes hand-to-hand is... He doesn't have the K-bar this time either. He's got a +2. He automatically wins in hand-to-hand versus TL of less than or equal to 10. If hit, makes free shooting. If not, down or KIA. Oh, I forgot Roadblock special ability. Let's go back before I have Snake Eyes do his special ability. Whenever Roadblock gets hit, he gets to make a free shooting attack if he's not down or KIA. So he got hit twice. So let's have him roll for that. We'll say, let's have him shoot at the sniper. This is for Roadblock. Oops, of course it pops way out of there. That was a 17 and it popped out of the tray. So that's a miss, and then we'll have him shoot at the element again. 6 plus 1 accuracy plus 0. Yep, so he missed both of them. Crap, but I'll have to remember that for next time. And without Beachhead's reroll ability, struggling a little bit. But Snake Eyes is going to do a roundhouse kick on Torch. 12 or higher. That is a 20 crit. Torch is knocked out. So we can take him, that's Snake Eyes' one ability, because he failed his initiative roll. So Snake Eyes knocks out Torch. Let's check out the dragging characters rule. All right, dragging a downed model. As a free order, a soldier can drag a downed model that is in base contact. While doing so, the soldier dragging the downed model is considered to be using a sidearm. When they make a shooting attack, the roll is at -3. Soldier is dragging a down model and enters hand-to-hand combat. The down model is placed back on the ground beside the soldier that was dragging him. So basically, when Snake Eyes moves, he can drag him as a free action. All right. Let's go to... let's go to Lady Jaye. Right, so Lady Jaye needs a 10 to activate. Let's see if she can activate and take out this straggler that came out of the building to attack her. Hold on, a little bit of 2. She fails her roll. Wow, she's rolling bad. All right, sit rep. Let's see what we got. Trap. The last soldier that attempted an initiative roll has stumbled onto a tripwire. Roll D20 for the outcome. This could be bad. 1 through 4 is the IED. Models within the AOE receive 1 wound. That would kill the guy that she's... Yep, I think that would kill the guy that she's fighting with. 5 to 15, enemy alerted. 1d6 stragglers enter the mission area from a random edge furthest from the soldiers. Okay. 16 plus, the soldier catches it in time and disables the tripwire. Remove this card from the game. All right, there's a trap back here the whole time. 10, enemies alerted. 1d6 stragglers enter. Oops, that's not good. Farthest away, and it's 6 of them. 6 stragglers enter from farthest away. All right, so let me get that going. All right, so we've got 6 stragglers that just entered from the corner over there, and that is actually, that's pretty bad. All right, so Lady Jaye is gonna have, she got the tripwire, she failed her roll, she gets 1 order, but she's got to get out of here. So even though this guy's probably gonna shoot at her, she's gonna use her 1 order to move. She's gonna start running down this way. because we've got to get out of this place. All right, so that's going to leave Beachhead. And I think we're going to have him take a shot at the sniper on the roof. So let's see if he passes his activation roll. With the 8, he does not pass. All right, sit rep. Shot fired. A straggler enters the mission area from the nearest building or terrain feature. Car door building to the soldier with the highest initiative and attacks the nearest soldier if 2 or more soldiers have an equal value. The player must decide. So that's backed by Lady Jaye. So another Cobra is going to come in there backed by Lady Jaye. And I might not have any more standee clips. So there's 2 guys backed by Lady Jaye. All right, let me see here. That's not good for her. All right, so that extra guy goes back there by Lady Jaye. We're getting overrun. Beachhead has 1 shot. Let's see. He is going to... Do we just run? Reposition and get ready to get out of there? I feel like I gotta cover these guys. I don't want them to shoot. He's gonna take a shot at the sniper that's on the roof. That is a miss. All right, so that is gonna be the end of the player phase. Sit rep phase. This is bad. Get that civilian to safety. A civilian enters the mission area from the farthest building or terrain feature from the last soldier that attempted an initiative roll. The soldier that moved into base contact with the civilian receives +2 to his initiative rolls for the remainder of the mission. All right, so there is a civilian in the farthest building, probably like back here down in the corner. And let's see. I have a security token, but no civilian token. So we're just going to say this will be our civilian. He's going to be way back in the corner of the map. I don't think we'll get to interact with him in time. It's going to be round 5. We'll start our activations from closest. So I think the closest one is going to be Lady Jaye. All right, so these guys are going to move and attack. So the first guy is going to move. He's going to take a shot. Lady Jaye. That is a miss. Second guy is going to move. Oh, no, that's not a miss. She has to beat a 9. So she takes a damage. She gets hit from the first guy. Come on, Lady Jaye, you gotta try to avoid these guys. Second guy comes around the corner, takes a shot. 9 or higher. All right, she dodges the second bullet, so she takes a damage. Just gonna have to get these guys off of the map. Next up, the soldiers that are by Snake Eyes. All right, so these Cobras are gonna move up here. Can't quite get into base-to-base contact. And they're gonna shoot at Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes needs to beat a 8. First one, he dodges. Second one, Snake Eyes gets grazed. He takes a damage. It's down to 3 life. Sniper shoots at Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes dodges. Then the 6 Cobras that are in the back are going to advance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can they see anybody? Can they see? All right, so those guys come running in. I think only I think the first one can see Roadblock. The second one can see Beachhead. So Roadblock tries to dodge the first one. Let's see. Cover. He's got partial. He's probably obscured. So -2. So he needs to beat a 6. 7. Okay, he beats it. And then Beachhead. 18. Beachhead beats it. All right, now we're at round 6. And we have to escape. So let's go ahead and have Snake Eyes do his initiative roll. Snake Eyes passes. So he's going to advance and advance. And then he'll need to move one more time to get off the board. Roadblock. He passes. And actually, when Snake Eyes advances, we'll have him move behind this building because that'll make a difference. Roadblock 1 and 2. I think Roadblock can get off. Oh, you know what? Hold on 1 second. Let me rewind because you guys can see that. So Snake Eyes, he got his 2 advances. So he went 1 and 2. I'm not sure how close you have to be to the edge. And then Roadblock got his 1 and 2. So Roadblock, I feel like, can get off. We put him behind the building so that nobody can see him. Even though the building looks, the building is actually, I opened it up, but it's actually a tall building. All right, then let's see if Beachhead can pass his roll. Beachhead does not pass, so he is only going to get 1 activation. And I think we're going to have him advance. But first we have to draw a sit rep card. All right, sit rep card is going to be, that's a big boy. The enemy nearest to the last soldier that attempted an initiative roll has +1 hit points. All right, so one of these guys has +1 hit points. If the enemy is part of an enemy element, he will separate by 1 move from the enemy element and become a trained straggler. All right, so he is part of an element. So he will separate by 1 move. And now this is it's a big boy guy. And then I think Beachhead has to move. All right, can we get, he can't get out of sight that way. He can get out of sight if he moves over here. Yeah. Yeah, Beachhead is going to move behind this building to get out of sight. And then we'll have to exfiltrate on the last turn. All right, now Lady Jaye. And she does not pass. Lady Jaye does not pass her roll again. That's unbelievable. She's not even rolling close to her initiative. So we have to draw another sit rep card. She got a 4. If we could get a sit rep card that gave a free move, that would be great. All right, so he's got cover. The nearest straggler or element not in hand-to-hand combat with a soldier or in solid cover makes an advance to the nearest place of terrain to benefit from cover. All right, so did it say the nearest soldier? The nearest straggler. Yep, so this guy that's by Lady Jaye, he will go back behind this building to get cover. Now Lady Jaye has 1 action, so 1 move won't let her get off the board. She can get close to getting off though. But I think she's gonna shoot this guy. Yeah, is that what we need to do? Or do we just move? If we move, we're gonna take 2 shots. But we'd be closer to getting off. Let us, yeah, because then we got 1, 2. Yeah, we're just gonna move closer to the edge. with Lady Jaye. Feel like I don't like that. So it's round 6. We got 2 rounds to go. Let's have her take a shot. She's gonna try to take out this Cobra with the javelin. 9, that's just enough. She kills this guy. That's everybody. We're in the sit rep phase. We're gonna draw a sit rep card. Our next sit rep card is gonna be Gear Drop. Place a marker in a random direction. D6 moves from the center of the mission area. When a soldier comes into contact with the marker, the soldier receives 1 gear of their choice. Smoke grenade, tourniquet, or M67 grenade. So we will place a marker in a random direction. D6 moves from the center of the mission area. All right, so the direction is 20, so that's going to be straight ahead. So D6 moves, whatever it is. Down here at the bottom, there will be like a gear drop. Something will be down there. And then enemies are going to move and attack. So sniper, nothing. This big guy, he's going to move. We'll get right here. Can he see us? He can see Beachhead. We'll say Beachhead has like a -2 for that guy. Yeah, he can barely see him. So -2, Beachhead needs to get a 7 or higher. Good. Beachhead dodges. Then this guy will activate the one by Lady Jaye. He will move and go hand to hand with Lady Jaye. She needs to beat a 12 or a 9. 20. I don't think you get anything for 20 on defense. It's not a critical hit, but she passes on defense. I know if you roll a 1 on defense, you get downed, but I think a 20 is fine. And then the other guys are going to move 6. We're going to advance. So these Cobra reinforcements are coming in. Round 7, and then we should just be able to get off the table. All right, so we're going to start with we're going to go ahead and start with Snake Eyes. Actually, let's start with Lady Jaye and see if she's going to get the move to get off the table. All right, so Lady Jaye is going to go. Need a 10 or higher. Ooh, she got a 20 for her initiative. That means she gets 3 orders. So first, let's have her attack. 19, she takes out this guy. And then 2 orders, she'll move off the table. All right, so Lady Jaye manages to escape. Then we'll have Beachhead go. 17, that's 2 orders. He's gonna move. He exfiltrates. And then Snake Eyes. 9, his initiative is 8. So Snake Eyes, he's gonna get his 2 orders, and he's gonna grab Torch. They're gonna disappear into the night, and the mission is complete. All right. And that's going to bring today's mission to a close. If you enjoyed this G.I. Joe inspired Battlespace Ultra Modern playthrough, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you thought of the scenario or how you would have handled the mission differently. If you haven't already and you're so inclined, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help support the content, and it lets you know when new tabletop playthroughs, RPG content, and tactical scenarios go live. If this video was helpful or entertaining, a like or share is always appreciated, as it goes a long way in helping the channel grow. Hope you enjoyed this playthrough of G.I. Joe using the Battlespace skirmish game solo rules. And as always, thanks for watching and have a nice day.